Alright, hello and welcome. My goal this video is to teach you what deep work is, what shallow work is, and why deep work is the best way to become highly valued, and kind of why it's on the decline and why it's so valued right now, and how you can implement it into your life. So what is deep work? Deep work is basically specialized work that requires intense focus. It continually teaches you and grows you, and it leads to high value, high satisfaction, and lots of pride in your work. And basically what that means is that it's work that you're doing where you have to stress your mind and your learning. On the other hand, we have shallow work, which is the opposite. It's something where you're doing something you already know, you're not learning anything new, you're repeating what you're doing, it's easily repeatable, you don't have to pay much attention, it's additive rather than exponential, which I'll go into it a little bit, and it numbs you and it doesn't grow you, it doesn't teach you more, and it leads to low wage jobs that relatively have low satisfaction that people don't take much pride in. And what I mean by this exponential versus additive is, here, a good way to say it is that 100 good singers don't equal one great singer. So if you see this additive, every time you add a good singer, you know, in terms of value, it's a little more valuable. But in terms of like one really good singer, as the skill gets further and further and that less and less people are willing to replicate that, the value goes through the roof. And that's what we have over here with this why deep work is becoming so valuable. Because less and less people are able to truly focus and learn for long periods of time right now. And that's why it's one of the most highly skilled skills that you can have, and why focusing on growing it is going to make you much more valuable in the job market. And even if you're not working for someone else, your time's going to be more valuable for whatever you're doing. And the reason why this focus and this ability to do deep work is declining so much is because there are all these people that are working to sap your attention, and it's like scrolling through these things without purpose is causing your attention span to decrease, and you're not able to focus on anything anymore. It's like you versus the highest, smartest minds working at Google, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. All of them are putting every single detail into trying to get you to stay on their apps a little bit longer. And while I'm not saying to avoid any of these, what I want is that you use them as a tool and don't let them use you. Obviously, Google, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, they all have amazing offers that you can take advantage of and use them to, talk to your friends, find out things you need to know, find things that are gonna educate you and make your life better. But it gets to the point where if you're not mindfully deciding what you're consuming, it can become negative and sap your focus. And what I'm also not saying is that deep work should be done all the time. Deep work is something that's very difficult, and it takes a big burden on your brain. And typically you can do so for no more than 90 minutes at a time before you need to, take breaks. And the reason you need these breaks is because your brain needs time to kind of rest and process what you're learning and recover from that. Kind of, you can equate it to like a workout. If you hit a really good, hard workout, your muscles are sore, you need to give them time to recover. And one way to do this is by kind of giving your time, or your brain, that time where you're not constantly overstimulating it, and it's not always, oh, I'm bored, I'm gonna, check out this thing over here. You just give your brain a little bit of time to kind of be bored, let it kind of sift through the ideas that you've been learning, and that's really gonna help you kind of take what you've learned, and it's gonna, it's like tying it down, sort of, in a way, where it stays put, and it's kind of like locking it in when you give your brain time to process it. It's kind of like digesting food, but digesting information. So one way to do this is times like, for a good example for me is when I'm waiting for my elevator to get up to my floor. Sometimes I'll check on my phone, but sometimes I want to work on my willpower, so I'll decide, hey, I'll stand here and I'll wait for the elevator, and I'll just let myself have that moment of peace and quiet. And I think that kind of the beauty of the peace and quiet is kind of taken away by us always having a phone on us. And I think it's very valuable to sometimes let ourselves be bored and let ourselves grow. So hopefully I've shown you what deep work is, and why it's so valuable right now, and you can take it into your life and try to, you know, focus on doing things that are going to be teaching you as you're doing them and create value. So hope you enjoyed the video.